Hello and welcome to F1 Now. In this video, we're going to be talking about what to look out for in the first race of the upcoming European triple header. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so it's race week after a week off from Miami, and now we have crossed the pond and landed ourselves in Europe, with the first European showdown going to be in Imola for the Emilia-Romagna GP. Now, with the paddock being in Europe, we are going to see some visible changes in the cars, both in pace and looks. As we all know, it's way more cost effective to bring upgrades in the European leg because of the shipping involved. So this weekend, teams are bringing a lot of parts for reliability and improved performance. Now, one team that stands to reap the most benefits with us being in Europe is going to be Mercedes. So since the beginning of the season, Mercedes has had a really good start with multiple podium finishes and top 5 finishes with Russell. And let's not forget, Antonelli hasn't been far behind considering him being a rookie. So Russell and Mercedes are close in the championship battles, in part because the W16 is a stark difference to the previous cars. Now, this is because it has a wider performance window. It is more drivable and has a higher performance ceiling. And so with that, the team will be bringing more upgrades in all 3 races to come. But first is Imola. A new floor, a diffuser and a rear air intakes will be fitted in the W16. And if all goes to plan, we could potentially see Mercedes deciding the race win in Italy. But McLaren won't go quietly, considering if you remember last year, they almost got the win in the last laps from Verstappen with their solid tire deck. So McLaren will be obviously the main contender here still. Now, speaking of McLaren and tire deck, some ground has been covered on the MCL39's secret to why it's so good at maintaining tire life and has less temperature on its rears compared to the rest of the field. Now, Red Bull has been fighting it out with McLaren off track, claiming foul play from McLaren. So there's been speculation for a while now that McLaren may have been using water to cool its rear brakes, which ultimately has an effect on the rear tires. Cooler temps means a more stable tire and more consistent performance. But it's been partially revealed that this is not the case, because McLaren has found a genius way to use air in different sections of the braking system to cool and discard the hot airs out of the wheel. Naturally, this isn't the silver bullet that can change everything if implemented by the other teams, but it gets them closer to seeing the reason behind McLaren's impressive tire deck. Another team which will be on the spotlight this weekend is going to be Ferrari. It's their first home race for the year, as well as Hamilton's as a Ferrari racing driver. So there will be a lot of expectations for a good weekend with the Tifosi present in the track. But all signs right now suggest it's going to be a tough one. Ferrari is no longer bringing the expected upgrade pack that was meant to help drive them forward. Instead, it's expected that they will be bringing smaller components as the triple header progresses. Now, tensions must be at their peak right now because everyone understands that the races coming up will set the tone of how Ferrari finishes the first half of the season. Well, because we have already gone through the first quarter of the racing calendar and they have been nowhere and even beaten by the one-man team that is Red Bull. But the upcoming races have been more to their strengths. So if anything, now will be the time for the drivers to play their part to keep the team afloat until Silverstone, where a major performance change is expected. Now that is it for what to look out for in the first race of the triple header. I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say about the upcoming race weekend. So with that, don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. Once again, thank you and bye for now.